again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. Hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
What people do eat no money, what people at you eat no at you. Covid money miss away in the your little rat you. Use the youth them money waste and must have anti-statue. Say me like a catch you but bigger than a figure you. Take the spit of money gal and say that is not you. One day the man above end up him a got a bet. Too much it in the kitchen, some a fly well like a patu. The singers and DJs and social media's coming at you.
It burn me
300% raise.
It burn me
Garbage pile of the day.
It burn me
Give the teacher them
It
raise.
burn me
I see corruption cease.
It burn me
Mash down the people them house.
It burn me
Every day appear arms out.
It burn me
Appear money them a thief.
It burn me
And them a sell out the beach.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
Come me say big up all the charities and all of the givers. Some a go like say them powerful, me no make a bigger. The already promises none of them not deliver. Cut up the youth them rap and they down in a whatever. Member bold money and they lie them tell. Corruption smell and they pocket them swell. When police don't a market like Satan out of hell go mash up people start like thief when them sell.
It burn me
On them treat the market man.
It burn me
On them a treat the cat man.
It burn me
On them treat the peanut man.
It burn me
On them a treat the dirt man.
It burn me
On them a treat the son man.
It burn me
How them a treat policeman.
It burn me
How them a treat soldier man.
It burn me
How them a treat everyone.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down.
Stibby dim day. We in Global TV says certain kind of friend we no keep. And some informer friend we love like. We in Global, bona fake friend and bona tape. We in Global, we not promote them, we not support them. Look at them on the cheek, come here represent for. We in Global TV. Check it.
Good evening, and welcome to Vlogging from the Park. I hope you can hear me. But just I come from my appointment, so I say, you know what, sun good. So, me a tap in a park and sit down and enjoy good weather. How no do? Good evening and welcome. Let me know if you're hearing me, please. Good morning and good afternoon. Let me know if you are hearing me, so I can continue. Please let me know if you're hearing me. I'm just sitting in the park and I decided that let me vlog from the park today so you can see passers-by on my back camera loud and clear. Thank you, Debbie Jervis. Thank you. Good evening, good morning, and welcome. We have questions to ask the Minister of National Security. And tell them, say, we're going to call down crowd upon them because and say, I'm going to contact the British, not the British High Commission, the British Foreign and Commonwealth Office. So they, as they would be already, get serious on this probe. What is bothering me about this suicide at Negril police station? When you don't hold it guilty, when you don't hold it against me today, me now go can't tell all I want to hold it because at the phone me depend and lives are very tedious on the phone and I like when me depend computer. When I also, those of you on producer way in global, when I also have it advert free today because and say when me depend my phone, me don't know how to turn on the monetization when me I do a live. So big up everybody. Big up my loyalists. Big up my moderators. Big up all my membership holders, my family, everybody on the live. Big up yourself. Don't hold roll call against me today. But suicide, before you get to suicide, is a diagnosis, physically or medically. It is a diagnosis. So to get to the decision of one committing suicide, then you should be able, if you're telling us that, make sure you contact them. Oh yes, I definitely am going to. I'm definitely going to contact the Foreign Office. I'm definitely going to contact them, because to say the lady committed suicide without being able to give further information, tell us why you think it was suicide. Was there any identifiable apparatus where you could come to the decision, say yes, a suicide she commit? Both the gleaner and the observer having problem, having massive challenges getting any further information from Negril police station other than suicide. What else could have happened? Cousin Myrna Wagwan, what else could have happened? We've no police rape women before. But let's backtrack. You get called to a woman naked, acting belligerent or whatever. And your protocol suggests that that person, my observation says, the suitable place to take this person is to a hospital. But why then did you tell us that you take her to the station first and was awaiting medication to take her to the hospital? So wherever you have her, that information, the medication information, could come to know whether it's a hospital or a jail cell or a police holding center. The suicide argument don't make sense without further information. And the reason why me make sure I contact the Foreign Office as me done is because I don't want this family to accept the government pathology. They must also have a private pathology observing the pathology. Oh, no, say she died from suicide. What if she died from strangulation? What if she died from strangulation? What if she was poisoned? You can't just come tell us it's suicide and then you don't promise, you don't plan to give us any more information as how you reach to that conclusion of suicide, and if you just accept suicide, so the whole of Britain are going to turn on pound, me I tell you. The whole of Britain is going to turn on pound in this issue. And the Jamaica people now go deal with. We now have the Foreign Office and the British High Commission to answer to. In the UK, we take mental health very serious. There's all kind of mental health protocol in this country for you, the individual, or for just about anybody to assist anybody with mental health. You have what you call crisis mental health teams in your local community. If you need urgent assistance, urgent mental health care, you can call your crisis team. You can walk into any accident and emergency and request mental health assessment. What is the protocol in Jamaica? where somebody is having a public mental health breakdown. Or indeed, a family is experiencing serious mental health issue with one of their family members. Who do we contact in Jamaica? In Britain, we're out of place to contact. We can take them to casualty. We can call the police to do a 136. We can call the crisis team. Hmm? We can take them to any mental health clinic. Hmm? We can take them to any mental health clinic. What are the protocols in Jamaica? As we saw, these things always get out of control. Look at St. Mary the other day. Shouldn't that trigger an emergency review of our mental health protocol after that 3-year-old was chopped to death in St. Mary? Should we not review our mental health protocol for public protection of those who are mentally challenged and of the general public and family members who have to live and look after people with mental health issues? The social the social suicide story don't add up. It don't add up without them feeling or wanting to give us further information. That part that just don't add up, not all. How you come to the decision or conclusion? Suicide is a conclusion. How you come to the conclusion that she had committed suicide? In England here, police pick up somebody where display those symptoms in public. You're going straight to a casualty with them. The police is doing a section 136 and take them straight to a casualty where a further assessment is done by a psychiatrist and a mental health nurse and a social worker. And the social worker have to agree before any doctor can section you. What is the protocol in Jamaica? Because if the police is picking up someone displaying mental health issues in public, and you're going to take them to a holding cell, waiting to go to hospital, what does that mean? The part that don't mean nothing. What is it you're waiting for at the police station that could alleviate the situation that you would want to take her to the right place? It don't sound good. But this time, we're not go fish on a way out of it because we're not deal with Jamaican family where easy if you get fed up and tired out and say, boy, I saw you go what we fed up. No. You are going to have to answer to Britain in regards to this. A British citizen has committed suicide in state custody in Jamaica. Lack of protocol is glaring in this. So we have lots of questions to answer, regardless of the lie them wanna go tell. Regardless of the lie them wanna go tell and broadcasting. Regardless of the lie them wanna go tell, yeah? Hold on there, people. Regardless of the lie them wanna plan to tell. People out here have common sense and we know when a story doesn't add up. Just like, my screen gone so small. Just like when Reverend Moore story never add up, we know it never add up. This one don't add up neither. The source of suicide, so. The source of suicide so really don't add up. Hmm? Them could have fooled me, but the source of suicide story don't add up. Tell us how you come to such conclusion that it was a suicide. What did she use to barricade herself inside? And when you tore down the door and found her unresponsive, what else was in the vicinity? Did you find her hanging? What was it? Hmm? What was it? It is important for not tell we how. And I'm not going to answer to the family. Everything from the screen just gone. Nico. I got answer to the family, believe it or not. I go dog out this thing like when I deal with Jamaican family because Jamaican people have a way of opening up themselves for liberty. So government and all and agency them can just walk in and do what they want to do with them. Hmm? Thief for no medication. We don't know what no ventilator them there. Even though in a one paper them I tell we say 100 accounted for. And then we see in another paper say 120 accounted for. Which is it? Which is it? Which hospital are they? And isn't it a shame that a government could be talking about 120 ventilators for an island of 3 million people? What no shame? And 100 out of it a beg or no beg it. What no shame? Hmm? After on a thief 1.7 trillion. I don't have to beg ventilator. I don't can't find them. I don't shame. Hmm? This government is a disgrace. When a patient can die in hospital because their medication was stolen. When someone can die in state custody because of negligence and lack of protocol. Hmm? And then we must tell everybody, sorry, how brand Jamaica great. Hmm? Why can't tell everybody how brand Jamaica is so great? Brand Jamaica don't have medication. Brand Jamaica don't have ventilator. Wow, whole heap of something there where Brand Jamaica don't have. Whole heap. But when you talk about Brand Jamaica, look for the nicest thing them and the lightest thing them where you can talk about. Just like how Fitzbailey tell we say. Jamaica, it's safe to live in Jamaica. But what I'm asking for the Commissioner of Police, the Minister of National Security, and the Superintendent for Negril Police Station, give us a press conference. Give us a press conference explaining the circumstances of her death. Take questions from the public to clear up some of the confusion. Hmm? If you want us to believe you, if you want us to really think that something goes off it true, try fool way better than that. I told you from where they say, them little loose scale is fooling you won't do. Like when you injury and move from your forehead, go all the way down on your foot. Hmm? Them little loose something here. When you injury and move from on your forehead, go down on your foot. When you fix up the thing, man, with the way past the RJR and JBC days. Fix it up. You can't just come out with the little careless don't make no sense. Lie them where as on a drop them, everybody knows say a lie. Hmm? Just like on a fire a parliament. Hmm? How much monkey story we not gonna make up? And Nancy would do a better job. Hmm? And Nancy would tell a better story down because the one thing when you hear a Nancy story, you have to stop and listen. And Nancy would do a better job than Uno. Uno story them really all over the place. So please, when you not try and fool with, try to do it good. Hmm? Try to do it in a way if you say, you know them are going to swallow this hook, line, and sinker. There's no way them can swallow this here. Hmm? This here swallow rebel. So them have to swallow it. That's why they can come with the story them so thick and fast. Because we have swallowed the story them. Hmm? The brand Jamaica people them. The brand Jamaica people them swallow anything where they come with. And then when we the great thinkers, the critical and logical and rational thinkers ask question, we're told that we're hypocrites and sellouts. And we're PNPs and we're this and we're that. Hmm? How silly is that? You want to enforce your type of democracy on us, but your democracy limit our freedom of speech, whereas your democracy allow your freedom of speech to attack us and tell us that we're traitors, we're hypocrites, we're PNP, and we're all sort of sitting except for Jamaicans who want better for the country and for the island. Hmm? Who know everything is about politics. But to me, everything is about the country. That's why I can cuss PNP and I can cuss Labour and I can question PNP and I can question Labour because I have no allegiance to any of them. I'm not a political vlogger. I'm a social justice vlogger. So I don't vlog to appease politician or partisan politics. That's not my purpose out here. I'm not going to limit myself to that. I'm not going to limit myself to that. I'm limiting myself to stand up for Jamaica and Jamaicans. I don't limit myself. Once there's something that we talk about and ask question about, Global TV is going to ask it. We're going to ask that question. And this, just like how Arvel Moore suicide did sound fishy as it drop out of its Bailey mouth, this is suicide not cut it neither. She asks repeatedly to go to the bathroom. Anna seemed to didn't allow her. But she got there without Uno observing her. And managed, as according to you, commit suicide. By what method, though? There's many ways to commit suicide. By what method is the question. And it's a question that Negril police station must answer to. What was the method? I hope the autopsy no proves that she's raped, you know. I hope a detailed autopsy is done. Don't trust Jamaica police them. Because they say, remember they did rape that woman were there from Santa Cruz, the Black River police them. Rape her and carry her cash bank, go force her to draw money out our account. When the JDF, when the state assassinate Arvel Moore and the JDF helicopter car Arvel Moore car and body got dropped over Spurchie Hill. Cliff Hughes come tell with the car fly over the precipice at XY speed. And the man who postmortem proves that him back broke even before he dead. Hey, go shut up. So it looks like as the car go fly off of the road. So, but that's here confusing, you know. He fly off of the road, then come out and commit suicide. But the autopsy say him back broke before him commit suicide. Hey, before him dead. The back broke before him dead. How no work that? Talk it out if you don't confused. And how is it then? With that the story then, we would have to believe this year one year without further clarity and postmortem result. It don't make sense. Hmm? It don't make sense for people swallow this story. When for Sinting there, for Arvel Moore one never makes sense. This same government will assassinate Arvel Moore. Use a JDF helicopter to drop him car over precipice. Is coming to tell us somebody in their care committed suicide. This very government who told us that a man who was stabbed 22 times in a house and shot, and there was no break-in and entry. Duppy murder the man. Nobody do it. Duppy have to involve in this. Not going like Duppy no hatchent. Ask Patrick Bailey if Duppy no hatchent. Ask Patrick Bailey if Duppy no can wield gun and knives. Just ask Patrick Bailey, don't ask me. If you want to know, said Duppy can wield gun and knives, ask Patrick Bailey. Ask the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Ongo them can write such a sweet story. Anybody else write story, you try to write if he goes so. You try to write if he grip the reader. And the reader gets sink into the story and really believe that the same thing goes on and believe that that story is just a fiction of your imagination or whatever the phrase is called. But them you one ya, when them for you pick up for them script, you start make the correction. You start to point out the flaws. Or you start to point out what is really not there. They are not learning. And why I say they are not learning? The days of RGR and JBC and Gleaner, these stories would just have probably the most a day in public. They would have survived probably for a day. Under them new galang in here now, story not get drowned out. We can pick it up and live on it. We can sleep on it. We can go to bed on it. It is clear then that they are not learning. If them knows that so much people out here are scrutinize them. And every day, them still come out with the monkey story. Still come out with the monkey story and expect we to put in our pocket cargo market. We must put in our pocket cargo market. And we don't have to question it. Because if we question it, we're traitors. And if we question it, we're sellouts. If we question it, we're unpatriotic. Hmm? We never know what's said to be patriotic. You must tell lie. You must misinform people. You must spread and support false narratives. Hmm? And that, them I try to tell you, you know. Spread and support false narrative. Tell lie. Hold up a shining brand Jamaica at all costs to the detriment of poor people who are suffer in Jamaica. Just hold brand Jamaica up. Hmm? As long as everybody knows that brand Jamaica is the greatest piece of selling tool for tourists to come and enjoy themselves. Because brand Jamaica, you know, brand Jamaica is not about the people of Jamaica. Brand Jamaica is making Jamaica look attractive for tourism. That's what brand Jamaica really is. It's really not about elevating the social life of poor people. It's really not about improving education and healthcare, public service, and public infrastructure. No. Brand Jamaica, brand Jamaica must protect those failures and present a shining and glaring picture of what we're really not to the world. Because all we want to attract is tourists and private investors. It's not about getting anything done for the people. It's nothing about uplifting the people. It's all to do with making it shiny and glary for private investors. Or them not like the live button. So no know. So me not in the YouTube studio today, me only in the StreamYard studio. So we can't monitor how things are going. You can't go on with enough finger. So no see me in a park and live my life. Allow me make me live my life as Saloni would answer. Allow me make me live my life. When you hit the like button, man. When you too mean with enough finger, when you turn bad so. Oh, the old foot them. Oh, what? So me sit down in a park? Is that no problem? No, sir. So me in a park, nobody no want like me life. That's how they turn bad. When you turn bad, I'm not coming like labor, right? When you turn bad like the labor, right? Them pigeon and not come show yourself. Come show yourself. Come. The squirrel them not there today. And stay bad with enough finger. Bad. But this suicide story, I know something me I go let go off till we get something concrete or something believable. Because what we get at the moment, I now see would I write a better story. I'm not telling a lie. Jamaica Labour Party and its institutions need to employ Anansi as them PR. Because the one thing with Anansi can write good story. You have to give that to Anansi. You can really write a good story. You look and hope at Anansi's story, how them still are reign to the day. Because it was a good, put together story. The story with JLP and them ministries and agencies are put forward to it, they don't last a day. They really don't last a day. So when it comes to PR, when you know so now talk to a different generation. When you talk to a generation without afraid to ask question. When you talk to a generation with up in our face. Hmm? And all are we prepare for fight for politicians. There's a lot of us that are prepared to fight for Jamaica, though, not for politics. For Jamaica. But the people of Jamaica need to get involved. You see, if you don't get involved in our business, nobody don't care about you. Listen here, people treat you how you want to be treated. You hear? Anywhere you go in a life and in any circumstances in a life, people treat you how you appear and them treat you how much them can get away with. With lack of involvement, lack of participation is a huge problem. Is a huge problem. That's why they can be so arrogant. Everybody will come on, my moderators will conversate with you. Today, my phone me up in the park and things very small and tedious. And I want me up on my computer where I can see things. So, I will heal on up on tonight's show because I can't be listening nothing here. So. But we the people, we have to get involved in our politics. The more we leave it up to them, is the more. For the people them who want to tear down people and call them what's him call it? Traitors and so on. It would be really important if people could see the issues of accountability. Hold on there. The issues of accountability where people are deal with, rather than the issue of politics where them are deal with. They are very separate issues. Mhm. They are very separate issues. Accountability and promoting Brand Jamaica. You can still promote Brand Jamaica, but do you not want accountability from those administrators who are on your brand? It wouldn't make sense. Mhm. Hold on there. Hold on there. Me move on, me lead my bicycle and everything, so I could. Yeah. Let me see if me can ride and talk. So we are ride and talk, ride and talk. I look under the bush, we go sit down, you know. Mhm. But Jamaican people, we have to take control of our country. I guarantee you, politicians will never make it. You listen to the man Pan Rattigan last night. I tell we, if I never how we dive into corruption, how far our country could have been economically, how prosperous Jamaica could have been. Rather we are at the bottom of the pile at everything these days. Huh? We are at the bottom of the pile at everything. At that. That's a few story. No growth. No growth, no nothing. And every day, from various departments, things just are go missing. So no investigation, no accountability. Even a place like Integrity Commission, them girl, them can't go target certain people. Mm. Because when a people like Dwayne Vaz, they can be charged for late for 1 year. But when are the Prime Minister? The Prime Minister can late for 4 years and nobody can hear if him charged, if him pay fine, if him refer to for prosecution. You just cannot hear nothing of the Prime Minister declaration when other people are subjected to penalty. You see how it's done, my people? So the question is to the Prime Minister, who gag the Integrity Commission? Because we know so when them a do like the illicit six and so on, they can come out and call name just so. But when it comes to statutory declaration, they can give us that information. We've had it before for some people. Why is it different for the Prime Minister? Hmm? Why is it different for the Prime Minister? Nobody can tell with that. Not even the Integrity Commission. So even accountability framework, GAG, FID, and them place there. We investigate, Warrell read them. I know they can't bring a prosecution. Even though the Privy Council said prosecution must go forward, them still cannot bring it. Hmm? Tell me if something is wrong. But the brand Jamaica people, them, don't see them something there. The brand Jamaica people, them, don't see how JLP can Warrell read, come rub right back up in our face, insult the nation with a man who you fail to prosecute, but you have him actively, because they move my wooden bunch, actively in a public life. But you cannot actively in a political life. The same political party when rob billions from, him still active up in our face. Sorry there. And nobody no want no accountability in relation to them something there. Isn't it shocking though? Isn't it shocking that the same person them, but then again, how is it shocking? When them who responsible for 1.7 trillion, them still there they make policy. Still there they make policy. Still there they cut public service money short. Still I take on the big project them to swindle the people money. Only in a Jamaica them something can happen. Only in a Jamaica politician can get away with so much after committing so much crime against the public. Hmm? But no, don't talk about it. You're making brand Jamaica look bad. Huh? When you talk about those things, you're making brand Jamaica look bad. You're tearing down our great country. And that the more if you believe, you're tearing down the great country. But nobody wants to, none of them lots who are talk about great country want to talk about poor people. Poor people don't matter to them. Hold on there. What matters to them is that we maintain the narrative of a great country. Hmm? But what is the story behind that narrative of a great country, though? Just to show some music on the beach, them so. And when you go there, people are walk up and down and can't get work. Black people who them to stand up for don't have a share in a Jamaica economy. Our part of the economy is higgling and small shop. Like seriously? Huh? You know to say black Jamaicans, the descendant of Africa, the 98% of Jamaica need a foot up on the economic ladder. No, them people don't see them something there. When we talk about it, because we are traitor. And because we want damage and bring down brand Jamaica, why we are talking about them something there. Hmm? But we not there as a politician. We there as the downtrodden people them. We have been abused for over 500 years now and still being abused by subsidiary slave masters. Those are the reasons why people like me, people like Carlos, hmm? And people like Hot Off the Press and everybody else stand up for. Because we see how better Jamaica could be if there were accountable, transparent, and good governance in our politics. We see how far we could be in the world. Wholly away, what we have with skill, a foreigner could have come home, come drive productivity in a Jamaica. But no, when a thing to say, when you stand up for the truth, when you stand up for the for justice, something wrong with you. Hmm? You're standing up for truth and justice, but a same thing wrong with you make you stand up. It really makes sense? Or justice has become subjective because you must stand up for their view of justice, but not what an objective view of justice is. What all of us, what would be common to all of us. I know that some of them say. Them say the subjective justice, the justice that appeals the eye of foreign investors, tourism, and upper class Jamaicans and their political class who want to paint an image on plastic. Hmm? A paint on plastic, That is what Brand Jamaica does. They paint an image of Jamaica on plastic. You ever see nobody paint so successfully on plastic bag yet? Hmm? The image of brand Jamaica, paint on plastic bag. How long you think it go stick for? Talk truth. A brand Jamaica painted on something there. You forgot? Right, go down at the rose garden. Down at the rose garden. On our bench. But Jamaica people, I can't say this enough. Standing up for your right is the best thing you can do. Earlier today, I put out a 2-minute video of a slight different angle of the police and the lady in the white. From down at St. Catherine or where they will go viral from yesterday. What those further clippings show is just the blatant power and ego trip of the police. Because when you are going to tell a person, I'm going to make sure you get arrested without bail, that's abuse of power and abuse of the law. Because given the circumstances, the law cannot refuse our bail. Them can't refuse our bail. So it was just the policewoman trying to use her power to intimidate and to subdue. Because they got threatening you. How is this? How is this not a country? Oh, me walk to Negril. How is it not a country that is becoming autocratic and dictatorial? When a police are go and tell you, say, them are going to arrest you and make sure you don't get bail. So therefore, they can also arrest you for nothing as well then, innit? If they can arrest you and don't give you bail, they can find for them own reason. Make up for them own reasons to arrest you as well. Talk to it if them something that are dangerous. When government and them police them can threaten you. But then again, them do it whole heap of time though. Remember say the court rule unconstitutional against them for a lot of those type of arbitrary arrests. Them do during them SOE. And what you call the other one? State of emergency. ZOZO. Remember the minister they tell them say shoot first and then ask questions after. So it's a common practice. It's a common practice, one, to abuse power, and two, to abuse people's rights. But if one of the people don't stand up against it, I guarantee you it's going to get worse. There is no two ways about that. Where you going home? Hold this, I'm still vlogging, don't say anything. I'm going in the rose garden. Yeah. There's more benches. Yeah, and it's more peaceful there as well. But you coming back in?
Just chilling after feeding. I'm getting used.
Or you gonna go chill that way? Alright, probably when I finish my live I'll come back. Alright, later. Sorry my peeps. You just woke up on one of my brethren in the park. Me right over the rose garden. Go sit down over the rose garden. Mm. Oh dear, oh dear. Eh, no want to buck up. Say me no want to buck up. Me no want to buck up. You just add it to the rose garden. Soon talk soon, soon talk soon. Soon talk soon. We just head to the rose garden. Heading to the rose garden. I go find a bench. I hope nobody not take my bench. I would cry if someone take my bench. My bench is free. Hold on there. My bench is free. My bench is free. Don't bother drop over. Hold on, hold on. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes. I'm still gonna make cool shade, you know. In the rose garden. But we have to keep on being aware of all that is happening around you. Keep being aware of what is happening in our political circle. It is very important. Our engagement on this palm tree bench free. It is very important that we engage. You see, when you left it to them alone, it is why we're having what we have for the last 60 years. Because we live with politics. Hold on. Oops, there. We live with politics too. The political class, them alone, who has not shown for 60 years that we matter. Hmm? Has not shown for 60 years that we matter one single bit. And we still sit down and keep doing the same thing over and over. But more importantly, and not even importantly, more depressingly, Jamaicans will look at you and tell you there is no place for a third party in Jamaica. And then 70% or 65% of the people are disengaged. So if that 65% is not going to engage and change the system, rather than have us being controlled by a 35% of loyalists plus those who are willing to sell their vote. So it's either the 65% of those who are disengaged get engaged in the system, or that 65% form a new political party. But the problem is, though, that 65% is still split between majority of it, the Jamaica Labour Party and the People's National Party. They are still have that political idea at the core, but they are so fed up with the same thing every political cycle, to the point where them, even though them support the party, they're willing to disengage because them not see the benefit to either them or the country to continuously engage. This is one of the things we destroy with politics and with country. And we are whole way back because we refuse to engage. We refuse to have a continuous dialogue with all those who we elect or those who are appointed to lead us. We still fail to have those dialogue. We still fail to put them to work. So they can come after 5 years. Them really, the 4 or 5 years, them really don't have to do it much. And that's why when them come, it is so easy for them to enrich themselves. Because everybody gone off in this struggle. I look at life for themselves, but fail to see that the people who you elect to make sure your health service runs right, your education system is adequately developed, your public service is developed, your infrastructures, our service figures such as lighting, road, water, all of them something there. If we don't get seriously engaged, we are going to be continuously left behind. You're telling the people. If you think politicians now or politicians in the future are going to just get up and say, you know, say, me need to take care of them people, yeah? Yes, there may be few of them, but not many. Our history shows us that most of them will go there to enrich themselves or go there and see the loot and just join in with the loot as well. Sorry. Some of them may go there with good intention, but by the time they get there and them see all the different strings and loop of corruption, them themselves become corrupt. It's the same way with police service work. Them will go in there clean. Adam still will say, and the brown uniform man, them are the problem. Adam still will say, Mobile was being corrupt by those police at the top. WikiLeaks and others still will say, the Minister of National Security is corrupt, linked to gang, and is in illegal gun smuggling. You see the danger? You see the danger of allowing a wild animal to roam. Do you see the danger of allowing a wild animal to roam? Because Dr. Chang, you know, Dr. Chang a wild animal. Dr. Chang is a dangerous wild animal. I don't want to have this sun in our eye. Dr. Chang is a dangerous wild animal. And we are to be careful of the powers we give to Dr. Chang. How much time have you seen Andrew shuffle him cabinet and him can't move Chang? 93% of the Jamaican people disapprove of Mr. Chang works and tenure. Nowhere in this in any other country, unless it's a dictatorship and that Minister of National Security is a loyalist to the dictator. That's the only way he would keep his job. But not on a realistic circumstances to say that such person is a competent person for the job. No, that cannot be said. So it was an insult when you hear Dr. Chang come out when 5 people murder a Hanover in 24 hours. And Dr. Chang said, the situation not out of control, nor are they out of ideas to deal with the situation. But no sooner Chang turned him back, Westmoreland do them with 6. Him do out of idea and a plan. 8 years, and we're yet to see one. It is only an uneducated population that them couldn't talk to so and get away with it. Listen, in a Britain, MP have to be careful what they say. Because even if they said something before them become an MP, and we find out say they did say so, we're going to use it and drag them down. I saw it go over here, so. Remember said Trump, the Stormy Danielson thing will cost every other investigation for come down upon Trump. Happened about 18 years before Trump come into politics, or how much years before Trump come into politics. It still became his worst nightmare. Only in a Jamaica, few politicians them can do the things them in an office and get away with it. Like the repeatedly sexual predatory and sexual abuse that the Prime Minister carried out in our parliament and in our public service. Only because the people are not concerned about the integrity and the trustworthiness of their elected officials. We give them too much rope. Too much rope so till them can't even hang themselves with it. Because every stretch them stretch, we give them more. You know, see Warrell Reid, how much more rope Warrell have. Look how much more rope Warrell Reid has been given. Can't hang himself. Because we give them too much rope. In England, Warrell Reid seen on a political campaign when commit crime and awaiting trial would have done serious political damage to the credibility of the party and the credibility of the leader of the party. When I ask you. Steve, may I go contact the Foreign Office to make them aware, if they're not fully aware yet, of the practices in Jamaica. And if they don't have a private pathologist observing the government pathology, they may end up with what the government want them to hear. Thereby, it's imperative that they make sure. But the British them no fool anyway, you know. If the British them not trust their autopsy, I guarantee you, she come back here, the Home Office. The Home Office is going to order their own autopsy. Or as well as Britain might also have their coroner's inquest with regards to this. So it's not going to stop here. It is not going to stop here. If them can't answer to we, they're going to answer to their masters. Britain are their master, and they're going to have to answer to their master. If they cannot answer to us, then them have to answer to their masters. Them can't make up the monkey story. Give we. No, sorry. The monkey story where they want to make up give we. Them can't make it up give them masters. Because they know Britain will do their own autopsy if they need to. If they don't get a sensible autopsy report from the Jamaican authority, then you see why Britain is going to have to get in this? This is a state death. This is a death that happened in the care of the state of Jamaica. So that even more going to let Britain probe more. They're going to have to seek answers for her relative. And I don't know if that woman white, but you say if that woman white, hell will break loose. If it's a white woman, I guarantee you, hell will break loose. So if them think to say, them are able to go on in a cut and go on in a circle. You don't want Britain and America come together and impose a higher level of travel advisory. Because remember what they added to the the level 3 travel advisory were there that was causing the hiccups was the state of the healthcare that they added. Since then, we have an American tourist who dead with pain in her belly. Of some hospital up on the east side there. Correct me if I'm wrong. Was it St. Mary away? Or Portland, I don't remember. Dead with pain in her belly. You have 2 unfolding situations in Jamaica. Baby dead, lack of ventilator. Hospital, teeth patient, medication, hasten her death. And now, you have a British tourist who should be taken to hospital, but taken to police station, and then we sentence. Thank you, Christine. And then we hear say, she commits suicide. Without, we're given a conclusive story without explaining to us how the Negril police station came to the conclusion that she had committed suicide. The question is, Negril police station, by what method? There's a whole heap of way to commit suicide. By what method? What was the identifiable method that Uno could have pronounced suicide before a postmortem is done? If you are able to claim suicide at that stage, you've claimed suicide based on that you have seen physical evidence, which would make it more than highly likely that she has committed suicide. That is the information we are awaiting. We are awaiting a press conference to outline and explain All of them sin thing you to it. Because the source of suicide is a conclusion. It don't make no sense. How did we get to that is the question. By what method is the question? Because she was in state custody. She was in the custody of the state. And a tree then go find her in a or whatever. And under the circumstances, how she became in state custody, it was highly suspected that there are mental health issues and that she would have possibly be a danger to herself. How she get a police station rather than hospital is the question. Why when she requests to use the toilet, a female officer didn't accompany her to the toilet and have the door half drawn while she used the toilet? How did she got into the toilet out of the view of any officer that should be observing her? Mm. Those of you in Brittany here know what 24-hour observation for mental health patient means. You have to book 3 8-hour staff for the day. One has to release each other. I'm back now, isn't it? Sorry about that. The system just failed and took me out of the studio, but I'm back in. I am back in. I don't like this desktop thing. It make me not. Sorry, my people. Sorry. I'm back in the studio now. It was just giving me problem. But yeah, the 24-hour observance in this country for mental health patients, whether be the hospital or a community um facility, you have to book 3 staff for the day. You have to book 3 8-hour staff, and that person have to be monitored 24 hours. Somebody I have to depend them 24 hours. How long, the question is also, how long was she in the custody of the police for? It's very important also. There is a lot of question that there's a lot of answers that is needed from these people. We need to know how long she spent in police custody. But me know that Britain, listen, Britain are gonna have a string of questions. Hmm? The Foreign Office and the British Embassy is going to have a lot of questions, because there is indeed a lot of questions to ask. How did she get to a police station rather than a hospital? What was the purpose of you waiting on medication at the police station, details on her medication, before you take her to hospital? Why was she not escorted to the bathroom when requested? How did she get to the bathroom without whoever should be observing her recognizing? How long was she in police custody before find her dead in the bathroom? There's so many questions, and a press conference is required. A press conference is required to answer these questions. as well as if the government is listening and if the government cares, given the circumstances of what happened in St. Mary to the 3-year-old the other day, and what is happening now at Negril police station, we need an urgent mental health review of institution and public protocol. How, as a country, should we deal with people who are having mental health issues, particularly those who may be having a mental health breakdown in public, or those families who have loved one with serious mental health issue, but it's very challenging to deal with. When it gets to that crisis stage in Jamaica, where you, the family, cannot cope anymore, who do you call? Other than Bellevue and Ward 21 across Jamaica, who do we call? Hmm? Jamaica people, we need to press for this. We don't have to go on like we don't have mental health issues. It's all around we. And just like how you need physical care and medical care, you need psychological care. You need psychiatric care. Mm. When you don't go on and act like I say, we're not mad and we don't have reason for mad. Huh? We're not going like we're not mad and we don't have reason for mad. Therefore, we need the care. We need the care. So at times we put pressure on our government them. Put pressure upon our leaders them. They have the adequate systems in place to make sure say people's needs are met. There's adequate care for those who need it. What is our mental health protocol is the question. Because this Negril circumstances is showing that our police officers either do not or do not understand a protocol if they have one. This is very serious. People with serious mental health issues are not only a threat to themselves, but they're a threat to the general public, as we saw in St. Mary just weeks ago. That was demonstrated in St. Mary weeks ago, that people with serious or chronic mental health issues not only poses a danger to themselves, but to all of us. What's the protocol of dealing with these people having a crisis in public? To the Commissioner of Police and the Minister of National Security, island-wide, does the police trained to deal with people with mental health challenges? And if they are, do they have a protocol to work with? And if they do, how could they have violated so badly in Negril? All of those questions need answering. Miss the paper them are right answer, them can't get no answer. But put the answers out in your paper. Put the questions out that you are asking Negril police in the paper. Let those questions be on public record that they were asked. But no, we don't want to know because we have to help protect them. We don't have to help protect them. But I guarantee you, with a British family and a British foreign office, we're not going to have it easy. We're not going to just fob it off so just like that. We're going to have to answer some questions Believe you me. We're not going to have to answer some questions. And this and St. Mary should wake up the nation to force the government or to have the continuous dialogue with the government that a mental health protocol is required island-wide for the public, the police, the healthcare providers, as to how the local clinics, as to how we deal with people who are having mental health relapse in public and around us. In a Britain, we know what to do if somebody is having that breakdown in public. We know straight away to call the police. When the police come, they know straight away to section the person under the mental health act with the powers they have as the police and take them to a hospital for further assessment, not a police station, to a hospital for further assessment. At this further assessment, though, how uno get, how uno get a thing there, police station, with somebody who is displaying mental health distress? How did that happen? Is it the breach of protocols? Why not refuse to answer questions? Why not refuse to give further explanation as to the cause of her death? Or how you have gotten to the conclusion of suicide without giving us information that would allow us to believe that you are telling us the truth? It just doesn't make sense. So that don't make sense. We want to hear how you got to that conclusion. What were the apparatus that you found in the vicinity? No, it's okay. What was the apparatus you found in this vicinity that lead you to that conclusion? Because the story you gave us is a conclusion. And you cannot just give us a conclusion without a story to guide us to how you get to the conclusion. So it really doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense that them are going to just come tell we say suicide. We remember Reverend Arvel Moore. We remember Reverend Arvel Moore. The suicide story we were told. The no foul play story we were told. With everything turned out to be a lie. Everything. That Cliff Bailey, Fitz Bailey, told us on camera, everything was a lie. So we're not going to hasten to believe this suicide story without them tell us how. But my people, I'm with 20% left on my battery. I'm not ready to go home yet, so I have to save little battery. So, me will come back later on the people's point of view. But it just want to talk to you, because I never get to talk to you earlier this morning. And we did really need to ask them questions to these people, because at no point and under no circumstances we should allow them to believe, we should allow them to think that we believe their story. Them don't forget, them don't for walk away with that thinking they say, got you. No, sir. Not round here, so hell and powder house. One thing me know, if I want bees fly past me, him have to tell me why him fly past me when there's so much other people to fly past. So no now go get away with me not having a question to ask, even when I do good. Hmm? Even when I do good, I still gonna have questions for ask. So I hit me and ask Coach Noreen how them get to police station with her based on why they were called and how she displayed herself when they saw her, how them get a police station with her. But we're going, as I say, I'm going to contact the foreign office and make sure they're onto this story and them not accept government pathology with the lying and the corruption. But thank you all for being here this evening. Join me back tonight on the People's Point of View, where we will continue our global probe of all the issues plaguing our country. So, good afternoon from Global Television.
Boom! I mean, I say a couple to the flex they represent for we in Global TV. There. So, I say, you know the code in the we in Global TV is what fully blessed on 90 days. So, I say, yeah, man, to the fullest. Yeah, man, make sure them log in to we in Global TV. So, I say, check it out. So, I say, one cup of flex. So, I say, we in Global. When you watch, you know, film a plan up on a try to put them on it.